Welcome back to another episode of the Honey Jam podcast. I'm here with our substitute co-host,
David Jeong, everybody. We're here at Google for Startups campus in Seoul.
If you are not watching YouTube, please do so because we are in a new environment. And actually, this is an actual studio this time. So welcome to the stew.
Yeah. Please let us know if the audio sounds better because our mics, we found on Facebook Marketplace for the Honey Jam mics, $15.
Original price
Price is like $75.
Wow.
I think these mics that they have at this studio are like $150, $200.
Oh, they are better.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
let us know if you guys can hear a difference. If not, we'll stick with the OGs.
Yeah. So, I'm feeling really, I'm feeling like this is a very professional setting, First of all, just to talk about how we got here, I was like,
Genius.
one time, I don't know if we talked about last time, but we had to extend our trip. Originally, we did talk about this. We were supposed to leave on December 27th, but then we ended up pushing our flight to January 29th. And now, so we have a whole month. And I kind of like,
I think you were just overwhelmed.
I was overwhelmed.
Like, oh my gosh, we have another month here.
And like another month of me working late hours for my 9 to 5. We don't have many guests or friends coming. And so I was like, okay, I have to make our time here useful. Like I have to be productive. So I was like, oh, I know in LA, there are like free podcast studios. I'm kind of sick of just like recording in the living room. Why not just look up if there are options in Seoul, Korea? So I just literally Googled free podcast studios and I came across this Google for Startups office campus in Seoul, in Samsung역. And I was like, oh, what's this? Because they don't have it in LA. They only have it in Seoul, Tokyo, and like a few other cities, but not in the US.
Yeah.
And so I looked it up. It's a free membership. You just sign up. Well, you have to have like a startup company. So David signed up for his startup. And then I signed up for Honey Jam.
You don't really have to have a startup.
You don't have to?
Well, yeah, you could just put whatever.
Well, yeah, it
It
says
was a very quick Google form.
very
sign up.
loose form.
Yeah.
And then you have to book the studio separately. And then they said like, oh, it has to be a podcast about tech startup.
Yeah.
Actually, this whole like campus, it's for people who have tech startups, not a food brand or
I think it's any startup, but to use the studio, they say you need to be talking about tech.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, like obviously Honey Jam is not about tech and we're just here for fun, but why not just try?
My startup's about tech.
Your
freeze drying,
okay.
that's
How's
that's
that tech?
That's tech,
No, like
man.
online tech.
Yeah.
So
Software.
anyways, I was like, I'm just gonna, shoot my shot. My husband has taught me, it never hurts to ask.
Yep.
You've always taught me that.
Yep.
And so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna ask. And then in the description, they're like, oh, what are you gonna talk about in the podcast? And I was just honest. I was like, we're a podcast where we talk about, I think I just gave my like YouTube intro.
Did you give your social link?
Yeah, they said give your social link, give your YouTube channel.
They probably checked that out.
Maybe.
That 9K on 10K?
Actually, I don't know.
That 9K on Instagram, and then they're
No.
like,
Instagram, we're at 8 point something K.
Still.
We're not at 9K
Still.
yet. And then, so I was like, I don't know if they'll accept me. But then a week later, they're like, congratulations, you have been approved. And so I came in here and like did the whole demo of like how to use the studio and stuff like that. And I tried to keep it real professional. I was praying that the employee wouldn't ask me what my podcast was about. But so we're lucky enough to borrow this studio free 99. So
wait, just curious.
Yeah.
If the employee did ask, how would you kind of explain your podcast?
Dude, I don't know. That's why I was just praying that he wouldn't ask.
Two girls talking about life, K-pop, obsessions.
I just would have panicked, honestly. I would be like, it's just a podcast for fun. I think I would have said that in Korean.
You gotta work on that pitch.
So, I'm just really thankful that we get to use this whole studio for free. If you guys are in Seoul or Tokyo, you can sign up. Like, it's so easy. And it's like so fun. There's so much equipment. It's all free. Just look up Google for Startups. And then like,
Let me look up the full list of campuses.
of the cities. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's cool because it just feels like a playground, you know? It's like a playground for
Okay.
it's every podcaster's
Oh.
dream. And it's not just for podcasts. They have a deep green screen. They have like all these lights.
Okay, we got Madrid, Sao Paulo, Seoul, Tel Aviv,
Where's
Tokyo,
Tel Aviv?
Israel,
Oh,
Tokyo, and Warsaw,
where's Warsaw?
Poland, I think.
Whoa. So yeah, we'll definitely be hitting up all those cities. I wish we recorded a session in Tokyo. That would have been sick. But you know, I'm so sad that Jess isn't here. It'd be
I know,
so
this would be
cool.
cool. It would
Yeah.
be cool. Sorry, Jess.
Why don't they have in LA?
Well, they have the free one that you're talking about in LA is the Maker Studio, right?
It's at a library.
Yeah, it's the library one.
Yeah.
We haven't gone there yet, but I'm assuming it'll be similar.
Yeah.
Maybe without like these
Fancy
lights
lights.
and stuff, but
I feel like they can't have stuff like this in LA because people just don't trust like random people to.
they have it though.
Yeah, that's true.
It's
But
just linked to like your library card.
yeah, that's
sure, you
crazy.
have to fill out some liability
Yeah.
waiver.
So-
Did you do that here?
No,
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 right? Yeah.
no waiver, no
pretty crazy.
liability. They just drop you off in this room. They're like, okay, you can use all of this cool, expensive equipment.
So on the video, you see like this is the studio or the podcast portion. Then there's like a photo shoot portion on the side over here.
Yeah.
There's like an editing station. There's 2 cameras. You can have. There's like 4 or 8 lav mics over there. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and then like on the way in, there's like a general space where they have coffee and water.
Yeah.
And people are out there doing like
That just looks like WeWork.
cool startup work. But it reminded me of my days when I got to go into the Google campus. So my 9 to 5 job, it's at a marketing agency, but our client is Google. And so before the pandemic, I used to be able to go into the office, the Google office, when we lived in San Francisco. And it was great because even though I wasn't a Google employee, I got to go into the office and eat all the food, enjoy all of the spaces.
This reminded you of that.
Yeah.
What do you-
Just like the Google.
real Google campus is way nicer.
It is. But it just threw me back to like working at Google.
Well, I'm just thankful for this space because somehow in Korea,
Mm-hmm.
your grandparents' Wi-Fi sucks ass. The internet
Right.
is terrible.
Good
And
vibes only for 2025.
Korea has had fast internet for like 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
But how did they have slow internet in 2024? I
Well-
don't know. So anyway, we're escaping
I found
to
the
this
space
place.
for us.
Yeah, I'm
And
going to come every day.
good, and we can just come just by riding one subway. It's like ideal. So definitely we will be productive for this whole month. Maybe bring in some guests in person, people who live in Korea. I don't know.
Oh,
We'll see.
23 days left.
Yeah, that's a long time.
I'm counting down. But yeah, shout out to Google for startups.
Yep.
Excellent. And why don't we start with giving an update
Sure.
on, since you shared about IVF, might as well
Yeah.
give an update.
Okay, love that. Let's dive right in. So we took out, or I went under, and I went through surgery to take out, or what do you call it? Like to extract chechi, eggs. And basically, last time I had 3. They took out 3. This time it's only 2. It's crazy. The numbers are so slim.
Yeah, two eggs retrieved. but,
Retrieved, yes.
before that, because when you're doing the hormones and stuff, you come in regularly to do ultrasounds.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like looking at your follicles, seeing if they're growing properly. And this time we had more follicles growing, right?
Yeah.
So I think we were hoping that we would get more than 4 eggs, but ended up with 2.
Mm-hmm.
And Janice was trying to hold it together. She was sad. She was like, "Oh man, only 2 eggs? What's the point?
Oh, okay.
We had 4 last time." Oh, but actually we looked back and we only had 3 the first time actually, which made you feel better, right?
I guess.
Because it wasn't half.
Yeah.
It was just
One
a little bit less. Yeah.
So now we're just waiting to see how many eggs will, last to become embryos.
Yes. We
'Cause-
talked about the step process last time. And this time, the good thing is, I think the first time, 2 of our embryos were pretty much not viable right away. So they give you an app and then it shows you a step by step, like how many eggs make it, or how many embryos make it through. So last time it was like 3 eggs and then immediately one embryo all the way down, and luckily the one made it to the end. This time it's 2 eggs, but then 2 embryos. So we have a chance that we even have more than the first time.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
You know, just I'm setting expectations, level setting expectations. And honestly, I'm not really thinking about it right now. I go through seasons of like being really sad or like not giving an F, and I'm right now in my not giving an F era.
No, she's not. she gives an F.
I'm in my honey jam era, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you give an F.
Yeah,
Why
I
don't you
do.
share, what did you learn from that experience where you were so sad about only getting 2 eggs and it turned out to be possibly a better cycle than the first time, which we won't know for, I think, a week and a half more.
Yeah.
But
I learned that my feelings are fickle and that I cannot depend on myself for strength. How about you? What did you learn?
me?
Yeah.
Nothing. I learned absolutely nothing.
Well, what did you expect me to say?
About yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, just that you need to chill out.
Yeah, absolutely. I need to chill out. I'm working on my goals. I started breathing exercises every day, you guys. And
We've been on it.
It's been good.
Yeah.
It's been good. You've been working out every day almost, running.
Running or working out, yeah. But you know, no one fails their New Year's goals in the first week.
Yeah, it's funny because last night we went to the gym at my grandparents because they have a, what do you call it?
Apartment gym.
Yeah, community gym. Packed.
It was. I didn't even realize because it's because of New Year's. Yeah.
People are setting goals for themselves.
Yeah, the gym is always packed for the first 2 months.
Yeah.
And then it tapers off. But we'll see. At least, you know, you got the Honey Jam community to keep you accountable.
Yeah, exactly. So I've been, maybe that's why I've been more of like in a chill state. No?
Working on being chill, but
Yeah,
I would say not a chill state.
Actually, there's a funny story I wanted to talk
yes.
about. So the second time I got the egg retrieval, right? So I was like looking forward to it the second time because like the first time I was like so nervous and like even like hearing my heart because you know they put the monitor on you, you could hear my heart rate going the first time, and the nurse was like, "Oh, like I think you're really nervous. Like you know, you just calm down." I was like, "Okay." And so the second time, I knew what was gonna go down. You know, I've done it before. I know the drill, so I went in there feeling real confident. I wasn't
You were
sweating.
calm?
I was very calm. Yeah.
So your heart rate too was not bad.
It was not bad. I think.
Nice.
Well, so from what I was seeing, I think I was like 80 or 70.
Oh, that's decent.
Rate.
It's decent.
I don't know how high it was last time, but it was high enough where the nurse like commented on it, you know?
Yeah.
So this time waiting, and then the doctor was like going through another surgery before me. So they were like, "Oh, let's just wait for a second." And like nurse and I were like chatting it up, and I was like, "Okay, I'm ready for the fentanyl, yo," because they do fentanyl for anesthesia.
Yeah.
And then they do the propofol for the knocking out part, right? And so I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm ready," because like you know you feel good after that.
I think it might be flipped. But anyway.
Oh, anyways.
Yeah.
So then like before the surgery though, I was like feeling weirdly gassy. And so I was like, "Oh shoot, I hope I like don't fart during the surgery like while I'm knocked out." 'Cause I'm such a gassy person.
Oh yeah.
And
Well,
so,
you said you were nervous, like you were gassy from the moment we stepped into the
hospital?
the hospital.
Oh,
like,
I
in
did.
the reception, you were like, "Oh man, what if I fart?" I was like, "Dude, you're going to 100%."
Yeah, he didn't comfort me at all. He was like, "Oh yeah, for sure you're going to." I was like,
Well,
and then Dave was like, "Just go poop before the surgery." And I was like, okay, I'll try. And so I would try this TMI, I'm sorry. But I went to the bathroom and I
you did try.
I tried.
Oh.
And I actually, you know, I did the deed a little bit. And then I was like, okay, and you know, made sure everything was clean because, you know, it's a very
Your spread eagle.
very intimate surgery. So then I was like, okay, please don't like fart or anything, right? And then they put the fentanyl and then the propofol in, and I knock you out, and I open my eyes, and I'm in a different room. And then this time, I was a little bit more like dizzy than the first time. The first time I wasn't dizzy at all. The second time I was like really dizzy. And I was like, whoa. And then the nurse came and she's like, "Oh, how are you feeling?" And I was like, "Oh, I just feel a little dizzy." And she's like, "Oh, go to the bathroom. I was like, okay. And I walked over to the bathroom. I just peed, and then that was it. But then looking back on it, I'm like, why did she tell me to go to the bathroom
She didn't tell you that the first time.
when I said I was dizzy?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, damn, maybe I like farted or something.
Yeah. You for sure did.
Oh my gosh. It's like my worst nightmare.
It's funny because this doctor's like one of the most famous, right?
Yeah. He's very popular.
well known and popular. So it's funny that he was just in there between your legs
Okay,
trying
dude.
to extract an egg and you were just farting.
No.
You're just leaking gas in his face for,
Well, hopefully
for
I didn't.
15 minutes.
It was just very confusing to me as to why she told me to go to the bathroom when I told her I was dizzy. Maybe she thought I was going to barf.
No. You were farting.
So anyways, yeah, I have 2 IVF experiences under my belt now. Both were very interesting.
I know it's weird because for IVF, when people talk about cycles, I think they mean like extraction all the way through transfer.
Oh.
I don't know. It's kind of confusing how people talk about it.
Yeah.
Well, we did 2 rounds of
The
retrieval
retrieval.
extractions. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry if this is a boring topic for those of you who might
What do you
not
mean?
be,
That's so funny.
might not relate to IVF. They're like, what is IVF?
No,
There are a
dude.
lot of people like that. I was like that. I'm
Let me
like,
tell you, everybody relates to farts. And if you know Janice, you relate to her farts. So,
so yeah, I thought that was pretty funny.
yeah. That's a great update.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to it. I think we have one more follow-up, right, with the
Yeah.
doctor in like a week or so
Yeah.
to just talk about results and next steps. And then after that, we're just chilling,
Yeah.
just resting. Janice is doing some acupuncture and getting some hanyak.
Yeah. So hanyak, what is hanyak in English?
I don't know, like herbal medicine.
Yeah, it's basically Eastern medicine.
Yeah.
And David doesn't believe in it.
No, I believe in
Do
it.
you believe in Eastern medicine?
Well, acupuncture, I don't know if hanyak is included, but
It is.
acupuncture, no. Acupuncture is the needles.
Okay.
But I'm talking about, I don't know in this specific study, but there are scientific studies done.
Oh, with needles, acupuncture.
Acupuncture, and it's proven to improve fertility.
Yeah.
So I believe in it.
The thing that we're doing though,
We're doing the herbal medicine.
right?
You didn't get any acupuncture?
I did in America, but not here.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, so we're doing that anyway. $1,000. Oh my God.
It's like a medicine that's supposed to like help me heal and keep my womb warm.
I don't know. Some doctor's a little quack. But anyway, yeah, we're doing all that. Money's just draining out our pockets.
Yeah.
So share this podcast.
Everyone, please share this podcast so it can blow up. But yeah, how are you going to spend the rest of our month here, David? I'm going to be busy with Honey Jam and work.
Well, actually, before we get to that,
Yeah.
I think I need to clear up
Oh.
some misinformation that you spread on the previous podcast with
See,
Jess.
this is why now you have to join me and Jess so you could stand up for yourself.
Exactly.
What
Let me
is
just say, if Janice on this podcast or in life ever says, "Oh yeah, David likes this," or "David something."
Like I say a statement about you and you're not in the room.
You speak for me.
Okay.
It's usually wrong. So
What the heck?
So I mean, first of all, you guys did a Squid Game review, and you said David and I really liked it.
Yeah.
I didn't.
We did.
I didn't.
We liked it more than we thought.
Well, okay, yeah. My whole thought process was like, season 1 was written as a just standalone season, right?
Yeah.
Like they didn't know that they were doing 2 and 3. So he had to basically come up with a bunch of new content. Then
season
they
2.
then they made it like a star-studded cast or whatever. And I just felt like it was just a recipe for disaster.
Okay.
So I thought it was going to be trash.
Yeah.
And compared to trash, I thought it was a lot better than that.
Okay. So you didn't like it then?
Yeah, I freaking hate when movies or TV shows have stupid cliffhangers like that.
Oh.
The worst moments. It reminds me of Dune 1. I didn't know that there was a Dune 2, and so when
Which
we watched it,
I loved Dune
I was
1.
pissed. I was pissed because it just cut off and nothing happened.
So you don't like shows or movies that end with open ending?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, open ending is different versus like a cliffhanger.
Oh, okay,
right?
okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to clear my name on that.
Okay. What's next?
The next one is the Pyeonusuk drama. Let me explain to you guys
Pyeonusuk is a constant topic on
this podcast. Yeah. Okay. Let me paint the picture. All right. As you guys mentioned in the last podcast, you go through many celebrity obsessions,
Yeah.
right?
How do you feel about that, by the way?
I don't care.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
I'm
so
glad.
My track record speaks for itself.
Yeah.
She's wild. Her first like attempt at YouTube and content was fangirling over Kang Daniel.
Yeah.
Kang
Reaction videos.
Yeah, reaction videos. And she would go crazy talking about how good looking he is, how good the music is, how hot the outfit is. And I was fully supportive. I didn't care at all. Pyeonsuck now. Different story. Because actually in the beginning of your fandom for him, I didn't care either. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't care. On the podcast, on your guys' previous podcast, you mentioned that like one of the main reasons you like it is because in the drama, you could really picture yourself being the girl.
Okay.
And wanting him, right? Like actually having a chance with him.
Okay.
No, that's what you guys said.
I think you misunderstood.
Okay. It doesn't matter because even after you guys said that, I didn't care.
Okay.
But just now that it's so annoying to me, now I care. And now that comment that you guys made matters.
Oh, I see.
So,
but why does it annoy you so much now?
let me paint the picture for you guys, okay?
All right, go.
So,
We're
first of all,
imagining
we come to Korea
it. Yeah.
and it's like his birthday weekend,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So he's plastered on everything, which is fine. We go to Common Grounds, that little shopping plaza that's made out of shipping containers.
Yeah. Really cute.
Yeah, and he's literally everywhere.
Yeah.
Which is also fine. And you're excited, which I'm happy for you.
And you were making fun of me.
Yeah,
You were having a good time.
Yeah, I posed with him.
Yeah.
I posed with his life-size cutout and
Yeah.
we were having a great time.
Right.
But the problem started after that.
Okay.
Right? It's like maybe because he's everywhere in Korea, it was worse.
Yeah.
But anytime I would talk to you, if I looked over, you'd be like giggling at some Instagram fan page of him.
Really?
Yeah, which, is not that bad. But then what really pissed me off was there would be times when we're navigating somewhere or I asked Janice to look something up in Korean and then like 5 minutes later, I check back in and what is she doing? She's giggling and she completely forgets because she's just staring at Pyeonsuck and all his fan content.
Oh.
And like, it's just too much.
I see.
When it disrupts the flow of our lives and like getting stuff done
Yeah.
that we need to do.
For sure.
I'm pretty sure there are times it was about IVF and, getting
Oh, I see. I get
IVF.
distracted.
Yeah. Or just like planning,
Yeah. For sure.
Airbnbs or finances. I don't even know what
I
it was.
see.
But there was multiple times where you're supposed to do something and look it up, but then you get caught up and distracted and you look at Pyeonsuck.
Okay.
So that's the first thing that's just like annoying.
Understandable. So as long as I'm getting work done, as long as I'm fulfilling your requests, it's fine.
Well, they're not my request. It's like things that we need to do for us. It's
Right.
not like I was asking you for a favor.
Yeah.
Come on, let's see that. Let's see the Instagram.
No.
See? You see this? This is a sign.
Oh. It
Because
died down a lot.
It did die down because
Yeah.
she has to be more careful now because I get annoyed.
It died down a lot.
But you click on that search, that explore tab
the first thing is so cool
Yeah.
my search.
right now, right?
But it died down a lot. It used to be
It used to be the whole grid.
the whole
right?
grid. Yeah, It died down a lot for sure.
I mean, it's fine. You can be a super fan, but oh my gosh, you gotta breathe a little bit.
Yeah. I could say the same thing about you, David.
What?
About cryptocurrency these days. You've been
Oh my
on the charts. Addicted to the charts.
That's different.
How is that different? Okay, that is different.
How's it different? Because also my comment about you being soaking wet. You missed
Okay.
that part. It was soaking wet. She would get.
David, we have some underage listeners too.
Well, it's okay. It's part of life.
Oh.
But anyway, you get so excited.
This is going to be an explicit episode now because of that.
You could cut it out. But it's like, it's uncomfortable. It's like, it's a different feeling. I've seen you go crazy, have obsessions for other celebrities, but this time it's just different. It's like there's some saliva dripping from your mouth as you
okay.
talk about them. Like you, Jess,
All right.
some others, you guys are just feral. Just Oh yeah. The other thing I want to talk about briefly was you were saying that it's different when guys
Lust
over
physically
over
women
celebrities. Yeah, women
Yeah.
celebrities. But let me just say, you were saying that your obsession for Pyeonseok was emotional. That's some bullshit.
Why?
Because it's physical. What do you mean? I mean, it's both. It's both.
Okay, but it's different from like a girl. I mean, a guy lusting over a girl's boobs.
But
like,
yours is
versus
physical, though.
a
Or
girl.
it's both. Because you talk about his height, his broad shoulders. let me get ASMR here. His height, his broad shoulders,
힘들어.
his kissable lips. And then you talk about the emotional side, like he's good to his grandma and, so nice.
Wow, you
So it's-
really know all the details.
So it's
you really
both.
know who he is
Yeah.
through me.
It's both. It could have been like your other ones, your other dudes that you loved.
Celebrities.
I like them too.
Yeah.
And it started off like that with this guy too.
Yeah.
But man,
I'm sorry. What can I do to make you like him?
it's too late.
I want us to
It's too
both
late.
enjoy together.
But anyway, I just had to clear that up.
Yeah.
Explain my side of the story because I do support you and your male obsessions. I'm okay with it. But even I have a limit.
Yes. Yes. Thank you for being patient. It has dialed down.
And also, I wanted to say that you and Jess do not emotionally lust, you physically lust. And also, emotionally lusting is possibly worse. But anyway, you guys do both. So what does that make that? I don't know.
Thank you for clearing your name. Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, great. Well, we'll definitely be talking about him again when the new drama comes out in this new year.
Yeah, that's cool.
And you'll be watching it too, actually, because it's going to be the hottest drama of
Yeah.
the year for sure.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
Yay.
I mean, I'll try.
We're back at my grandparents' place. We were at Jay's apartment
That's right.
for like 10 days. It was
Yeah.
great. We really enjoyed it. But back to my grandparents. There has to be some kind of agreement between me and my grandma where, she has to understand, like, if we say we're not hungry once, she shouldn't ask more than once. She shouldn't ask 3-4 times after that, but she always does. So I was watching TV with her last night. It was really nice, and it was fun. And then it was like 10:30, and she was like, "Mo 안 먹나? Like, are you gonna eat something? Are you hungry?" I'm like, "Harmony, it's 10:30. I'm not gonna eat right now. I brushed my teeth." And she's like, "Oh, okay." And I had to tell her because you and I had this conversation too, where you feel kind of suffocated.
Very suffocated.
Yeah, so I promised David that I would have another conversation with my grandma because I feel like she doesn't quite understand. So I said, Grandma, like when we're hungry, we will go through the fridge and we'll cook something ourselves. Like, don't worry about us. And also, it's just not sustainable for her either. Like always thinking about us and like what to make and cook for another month. It's just too tiring for both parties.
Yeah. Well, it is the grandma's love to
For
be
sure.
offering a lot.
Yeah.
But, it's a balance.
Yeah.
Like when it gets to the point where it's stressing you out
Yeah.
and also stressing me out, then, this year is the year of less stress. You got to speak up at least.
What happened last night over dinner?
Last night over dinner?
Weren't you annoyed?
Oh, last night over dinner, we had some grilled fish. We were all just happily eating. And then her grandpa was like, "Hey, yo, David, use a spoon."
To pick up the fish.
Yeah, use a spoon to eat that. And I was looking around and I was like, yo, no one else is using a spoon.
I was.
No, you weren't.
I did.
You did after he said that?
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't.
Well, after he did that,
What? Let me finish my
Okay,
story.
go ahead.
He was like, yo, David, use a spoon. And I looked, no one else is using a spoon. Then I look at everyone's chopstick form. What do you know? I'm the best at using chopsticks at this table too. I was
Okay.
picking up my fish and eating it no problem. I
Right.
was just like, okay, at least you use a spoon. You need it more than me.
Okay. Like you're talking about grandpa.
I mean, I would
In
never
your
say
mind.
it. Yeah, in my mind.
But I could tell, I could just feel David's like need to rebel. And like my grandpa said, use a spoon, and he did not use the spoon.
Yeah,
I
well,
could just feel it. Because if you don't know David, he hates it when people tell him what to do.
Yeah.
He's
I
a
have a
청개구리.
problem. I got a problem with authority.
You
like
do?
that. Yeah. And it's like if it was the first time this ever happened to me, then it would be fine.
Okay.
But I think living with your parents,
Yeah.
it traumatized me because they tell me how to eat, how much to eat. It's like I eat more than everybody, but they tell me that I don't eat enough.
Yeah. Every time they comment on how little you eat.
Yeah, they comment on how little I eat. They comment on how I use my chopsticks, my spoons, and it's just so annoying.
Yeah. But my thing is like, if he tells you to use a spoon, just use a spoon. And if my grandma wants to give you more food, just eat the food. It's like easier if you just listen, but that's just not David's style.
I mean, also like if I'm full, why would I fill myself to the brim and be uncomfortable and be fat?
Okay.
Just because you're just to accept her love. That's that's some BS.
This is the stress that I get, you guys. Just
Obviously,
being in the middle.
Obviously, if I'm hungry, I'll eat gladly.
Yeah.
And I will eat, the kimchi. Her kimchi is delicious.
Yeah.
I will love it.
Yeah.
But, once you start making comments about how I eat, oh my gosh, I can't breathe.
So then my grandpa was like, oh, use a spoon. And David didn't use a spoon.
Yeah. And then eventually, I think he got it. Because then he was like, come on, man, just use a spoon.
Yeah.
And then he busted out his spoon too. And I was like, all right, fine. I'll use a spoon. Just leave me alone. Let me eat in peace.
Yeah. I mean, I understand your side too.
Your grandpa's the best, by the way. This was the first time he ever... It's usually your grandma who's all up in my grill.
Annoying. I think one thing I learned for sure is like, yes, of course she does it because she cares for us. But I do feel like in a sense, it can be a little more of something that she feels good about if she does it. More than like for us. She even said like it's for my own satisfaction.
Yeah.
Like I have to do this.
Well, you learned that also from your mom because they are your mom's in-laws.
Yes.
And she said,
yeah, my mom was like, yeah, sometimes your grandma just does things because she wants to do it. And like, even if you say it's okay, like she just has to do it just to like make herself feel better.
like, it's for selfish reasons.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I was like, oh, maybe it is.
I mean, it's a blend of both. And you are just like your grandma.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to get therapy. I think you need therapy too, though, David.
Nah.
We need to really dig into that mindset of, not being okay with authority. Like, why is it that you don't want to listen to people?
The question is, why does your family have to tell me how to eat? That's the bigger problem.
It's just a
What do you
Korean
think?
thing. It's
What do
a
you think?
Korean thing where people go like, oh, like eat more. Or like, oh, why aren't you eating more?
No,
That's
no,
a very
it's
Korean
not.
thing.
It's not. It's like Janice's dad, classic. Huh. So strange, man. Why do you eat like that?
My parents will listen to this podcast too.
Why do you eat like that?
But now it's like living with my grandparents, like, living with the in-laws all over again. So I've been a little stressed.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a balance, right? Like, who gets to spend this much time with their grandparents at this age?
Yeah.
So I know it's a period of time that you'll cherish, but also I need to live, man.
Yeah.
I need to live.
I
So
get
we're
it.
gotta balance it out a little
Yeah.
bit. I think now that we have Google for Startups, we'll be out here during the day,
And communication is key.
and then we'll meet up with them and spend time with them for meals, like
Yeah.
during other times.
Sorry if that sounded like a bickering session, you guys.
No, that's nothing.
I feel like every time we have these kind of conversations in front of Jay, who will be coming soon on our podcast,
Next episode.
he just kind of gets a little uncomfortable. I hope our audience didn't feel like that today.
No, in the beginning he got uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Now he loves it. He just laughs and thinks that we're so entertaining.
I do want to like make sure the audience understands that you do love me and my family. Because it might seem like you're just like grouch, like people who
Nah.
don't know you.
Please comment below if you
Yeah.
thought that. Everyone knows,
Uh-huh.
except for you, that my love for you and your family is strong. I mean, why
Only except for
why the hell would I live with
Yeah.
the in-laws? Like, some financial benefits, of course, saving money, but like, would I at 31 years old
Yeah.
really put myself through that when we could afford to move out?
You're right.
Or living with your grandparents for 3 months? It's literally because I think it's a great opportunity for you to, make some memories.
Yeah.
Like an Airbnb out here for a month wouldn't be
That expensive?
Yeah, it wouldn't be that bad.
That's true.
So I think everyone knows except for you.
I love you.
Now to Gang Tubes.
We need a new corner. We need a fresh new corner for the new year.
Oh, no more Gangchus? I feel like it's...
we could fade it out and then bring it back when it comes.
Or you could just add an extra corner
Yeah, we could do that too.
and keep Gangchu. Because Gangchu is cool. I've gotten some good ones.
Okay. Do you have any today?
I can think of one.
Well, I guess this is my Gangchu for today. Google for startups.
Yes. No. Better Gangchu because most of the listeners are in America, right?
Yeah, that's true.
My Gangchu is use your public library resources.
Ooh.
It's kind of crazy what they have out there. Like, Obviously, books, of course, right?
Books.
I mean, when I was young,
Your voice sounds really nice. Sorry.
when I was young, I would live at the library, reading all the time, using their computers and printers and stuff. But beyond that, they have so much more. Like
especially these days.
yeah, like they have in LA, they have the podcast studio, the Maker Studio. I looked because I'm trying to do this project, but they have free 3D printing.
Ooh.
Up to 10-hour print, so you can make a lot of little things like that.
Oh wow.
They have resources to help you start a food business, like a street food vendor business. They have Libby,
What's
which
Libby?
is basically if you sign up with your public library card, you can download and virtually borrow audiobooks and Kindle ebooks.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you just have to wait a little bit and then you get it.
I do want to read more as well.
Yeah.
That's always my goal every year.
So yeah,
Reading
check
more.
out the public library.
Okay.
For adults, they got crazy resources. Obviously, for kids, it's amazing too.
Yeah.
But
Did you grow up going to the library a lot as a kid?
yeah, every summer they would have those reading programs where you like color in a leaf for every book that you read. I would always crush those.
Aw. So you read a lot of books while you were young.
Yeah.
Oh, did your mom make you do that?
Well, I think she didn't make us. I just really liked exchanging the points for prizes. So
Wow, you were always so like business minded even when you were
yeah,
young.
always competitive
Yeah.
and like, I get to read and it's fun and then I get stuff on top and then, my mom would have the paper so I couldn't cheat. So I really had to read.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember I used to get lots of shells.
Shells?
Yeah.
Like seashells? Yeah. As a
I was
prize?
really into collecting stones and shells back in the day because the library trade-in prize, they had those.
Oh, and you like the shells.
I don't know why, but that's what I was into as a kid.
Oh, so cute.
So that's my Kangchu.
Thank you for your Kangchu, David. You guys, please make sure to follow us on Instagram at HoneyJamPod. And also follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen. And
rate it.
Rate it.
Well, you get a lot of views now.
On Spotify, Apple Podcasts, I think we get like a couple, like maybe a little over 1,000.
Dang, per
And then
episode. But
YouTube will get like 500 views. So about like 1,500.
all right, so if you're listening to it, just leave a 5-star review.
Yeah.
Come
Check
on.
us out. Check us out. Share it with your friends, per usual. And we will see you next time.
Bye.